I still remember when Andoli Onyami Jesus, you're a Nollywood actor and a top content creator. Distribute this message, distribute it, share it as many times as you can.
In the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, a Christian property owner in a viral video alleged that the Sharia Court of Appeals seized and auctioned his shop to recover a tenant's unpaid debt, despite his possession of title deeds and the tenant's goods remaining inside. The incident, which occurred on Tuesday, has sparked widespread debate about jurisdictional overreach. Well, let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
I was in my shop 3 months ago. Some people just carry motor gun. Said they are for Sharia Court of Appeals that they are cheap litigation and cheap register as I auction my shop. I told them that I don't have any case with them. Why should they auction my shop? I built this church in 2012 for our rent. Their phone shop in number. I rent one to somebody. They said the person in the shop, we saw it get credit. I told the person owner, why can't you provide his goods? That the goods inside that shop. They don't care about the goods. They say what they know is they want to take that shop. I said the decide to come to the court. I said this I'm the owner of the shop. I go there. Even though I'm a Christian, I thought why should a Christian go to Sharia court? They say I must come. If I'm the owner, then they will bring my shop and take all the document to them. Even when I read here, every see the document, say they will do investigation. All I see today, they just come here, carry paper come, say that I auction the shop, that they are doing handover because I'm a Christian, because I'm Igbo, they collect my shop, Sharia court. Even if they will follow the law, as a Christian, what I have to do with Sharia court? No help me, no help me, no help me, Nigeria help me, my love finish you, my love finish you, my love finish you. I do that, you know.
So sad. You know, some legal experts have argued that this represents...
Barrister, you heard everything that man said. I don't know. This is happening in Abuja, for God's sake, FCT. Why will a Sharia court pass judgment against a Christian? I don't understand. Why will a Sharia court do this? I don't know. Barrister, what the hell is going on in Nigeria? Look at they have rendered that man useless. What's going on here?
Like I said, whenever something like this is brought to the public attention, I don't always want to rush to judgment because he seems completely out of
place.
I normally want to have more facts before commenting, because in every situation you will see that there is something that led to something before the court cannot just.
But let me ask you, Barrister.
I'm coming. The court cannot just auction a property.
No, but hold on, Barrister. No, you're not. I need you to take the substance of the matter. Now, hold on. The foundation is what matters to me. I don't care about what the man does or did. My problem is the foundation. What has one? I need to answer me as a lawyer. What has a Sharia court got to do with a Christian? That is one.
That is what I'm driving at. If we don't have more information, you know, the man said he told them and they say he should come to the court. It's possible that somebody went to court and presented the shop as his own, who is not a Christian. Because we have the laws here, you are not subject to the Sharia court jurisdiction as a Christian.
That's the point.
The Sharia court cannot try you. So it's very obvious on the face of it that if we don't have more facts, possibly, I don't know whether the tenant or some people who went to court, both of them are Muslims and claimed the place as their own on the basis of which the court made an order. But we need more evidence. But if on the surface of it what he said is true, then clearly the Sharia court is out of order.
So is there a remedy now? Let's even assume that what we saw.
The sale can be set aside outrightly.
No, but set aside. What about the auction? His property. That man has been rendered useless. What can? I don't know who is supposed to pay damages.
Well, depending on if the auction or a judgment is enforced against a judgment debtor, the person against whom the judgment is given. Obviously, this man is not the person against whom the judgment was given.
Correct.
Because he is not a party in that court. So whoever was a party on the basis of against whom the judgment was given and the auction took place, the money realized from the auction is sent to that judgment creditor, the person who won the case at the court. And that's the person who will now be held liable in damage.
Okay, damage. But now let's even assume that person does not even have anything to his or her name. What happens to this man? So the man has lost his life. Nothing will happen to the judge who ruled this, who got himself or rather, who poke nose into a matter that doesn't give him jurisdiction. I don't get it.
Again.
Nobody to be held accountable.
Again, you have to understand, you have to see from the records and the proceedings whether the judge is aware when this process was going on that the shop did not belong to the person against whom the judgment was given. Only then can you proceed against the judge and ask for the punishment of the judge.
Good. Let's speak on assumption right now. Assuming this case is exactly what we just watched. Is an appeal court judge, knowing fully well that this person is a Christian, went ahead and do this. Is there anything by law? Is there any way to hold this judge, this Sharia court, to hold this Sharia court judge accountable to such action?
Definitely. We petition at the national level, High Court and other level, petition the National Judicial Council. Disciplinary action. At the state level, we petition the State Judicial Service Commission for discipline of judges.
That is one. Secondly, my focus is how to give this man's life back. That to give him his life back. That's my focus. Now, they can sanction him, they can fire him, they can whatever. But what happens? Can this man sue the Sharia court for damages?
No, the damages can only be awarded against the judgment creditor. The person who obtained judgment.
My point is, what if this person
not against the court? The judgment, damages cannot be awarded against the court.
No, but hold on now, Barrister. The judgment creditor, it wasn't the one, or it's not the one who told the judge to do nonsense. So somebody, the higher authority should be held accountable here.
No, you must apply for enforcement of judgment. So he is guilty. He is the one who approached the court to enforce the judgment
and the court was foolish enough not to call him to order that, hey, we are out of jurisdiction here.
If the court knew that the property he wanted the court to auction does not belong to him and went ahead to auction it, like I say, it will be, and he is conducting a judicial proceeding, so he will be disciplined as a judicial officer. But damages can only be awarded against the person, the judgment creditor.
So what we are saying now is that there is a possibility of this man's life being ruined. This man has built his business over the years. So there's a very 50-50 chance or possibility of his entire financial life and material life being ruined. Because
it's possible.
Shit. This is
it's very possible. In the same way that if you get judgment against somebody and there's nothing you can take from the person.
Yeah, that's the point. That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
It comes down to that you got judgment, but you cannot recover anything. So it's what we call Pyrrhic victory. Wow. So there's a possibility that the man
this kind of
not be able to recover anything.
Wow. This kind of impunity in our system. Oh my God. Honestly, I'm really feeling for that man. Because I feel
some of us I have been advocating for a victims compensation fund to be created somehow within the system, so that victims like this who cannot get justice any other way through the normal judicial process.
This is the reason why
they exhausted the process and they are not able to can be compensated. Look, in the US, for instance, if you were, some people have been jailed for life. Some people have served jail term of 30-something years, only to be discovered
they were innocent. Yeah,
and they were broke and they were
given millions.
Yeah, they were compensated in millions of dollars. Yes. We should have such a system here as well, and it should cover both the civil and the criminal aspect. Because in the civil aspect as well, you can fight and end up not getting compensation. Because you catch this man, he has nothing from which you can recover your money or something like that.
Honestly, this is unbelievable. This is the reason why we always advocate for people of integrity, great integrity, to be appointed as judges. But what we have these days are political appointees that just go there and, because these judges have so much power, they have the power in their hands to kill and to make alive.
Not only that, we have our political leaders. There's a AMAC chairman there, the chairman of the local government. We have the minister of the FCT. These are political leaders. If they get to know of this thing, nothing stops them from intervening to rehabilitate this man. Nothing. But will they do it?
That's the point.
This thing now is out there in the public. Will the minister of the FCT come to the rescue man with the chairman of the local government?